Hey there, rulers. DMO73 here. I like stealth and I like ambush, so let's go ahead and jump in with my take on Moonglow. Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to pre-order upcoming Force of Will sets, ccgprime.com for singles and supplies, cardodoco.com for those rulers in the international market looking for product, the Ruler School Circuit Series now taking orders on our Q1 2025 Skibdis circuit kits, and to our guest lecturer members, Bite Ramen and Casey Madden. Class is in session. So here is the list. As always, you can check it out in the link in the description to go straight over to Force of Wind to try it out for yourself, make some tweaks, and see what you think. This is Moonglow, aka Stealth Ruler 2. Lots of cool things that you can do with this list. You can play it as a burn list, a mid-range list, a bandit list, a control list, a standby list, a stealth list, like all kinds of things you can do. We kind of went for a green control kind of style. Obviously, you'll notice here in the side deck we have the rehones. I was playing these mainboarded. I'm not sold on these, which is why they're only kind of considerates. So this has kind of been modified based on some of my experiences playing the deck and what I would maybe try to do differently. In terms of the ambush package, we're playing 4 copies of Adelbert. This guy is absolutely insane. Lets us play some sick 1-ofs in the standby area with things like Sign to the Future or the Shadow Knife. We can find them when we need them, as well as sets up Nighttime Raiders really helpfully. 2 copies of Lect and Rain. I do like these guys a lot. They're a little bit heavier to ambush cost, but again, I think you can do some pretty cool stuff with them and, replace your hands. Or this also... There's a world where you could use this God's Art to mess with your opponent if they're playing Rushiel, like when they're in the deck out range, but I'm not entirely sold on that. 4 copies of Dancing Crimson Flames, our copy spell, essentially our Lunar Lake for fire. 3 copies of Outdoor Hollow the Bandit King, 3 copies of Garion to combo nicely with the Nighttime Raiders there. 3 copies of Memory of Worlds. I think it has more of a place this environment because people are playing higher cost stuff as well as main phase stuff a lot more. So Memory of Worlds I think has some good potential. Plus it combos really nicely with Fire Pit Trap when they try to recast it so that you take an extra 600 damage. 3 copies of Echo, which again works really nicely with things like Memory of Worlds or Favor Spell. 2 copies of Dante Enters the Game of Gods, the Shadow Knife, 3 copies of Executioner, like we talked about before. We do have a lot of Darkness Stones here. 2 copies of Eye in the Darkness. This is an older card, but it works really nicely for giving stat next to things because you're setting cards for free every turn, so I really like this card a lot. 2 copies of Hellfire in the main board. It pairs really nicely with Echo, and there's a lot of things in this format that have Barrier or Eternal that we just don't want to deal with, so I think maining some copies of Hellfire is appropriate. And then lastly, 2 copies of Arrival of the Conqueror. I just think this card is really nice. Also can help you recycle things like Adelberts or Garions that got killed, while also ripping your opponent's hands to shreds even more without having to rely on God's Arts. So that is the list. Let me know what you think about it in the comment sections down below and how you've been playing Moonglow, because there are plenty of ways to play it. And until next time, this is GMO73 saying class dismissed.